Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Captain America Civil War. So, I really like this movie. Granted, I'm more into Marvel than DC, but I really liked how this was set up. I really enjoyed the character interactions and all the kind of nuances that were throughout the film. And this is based off the comic books, but I really like this better because in the comic books, you pretty much have Tony painted as a villain. He does a lot of bad things in the comics, but yet it's more fairly balanced in this. You can see Tony's side and you can see Cap's side, but I'm always partial to Cap and I was always on his side. And at the core of this movie, this is a Cap movie. You've got all these other Avengers in there and all these other superheroes, but Cap's the one that drives it and his perspective and his kind of transformation throughout. So it starts off in Lagos and Cap and his new Avengers are kind of going through the motions, kind of solidifying as a team, trying to get Wanda to kind of understand the spy game and what they have to do, having Sam and Nat there for doing what they do best, and they're trying to track Crossbones. And he'd been like stealing from stuff. They're trying to see what his next target is. Come to find out, it's a bioweapon. And Nat goes off and takes care of that while Cap has a pretty cool fight between Crossbones and himself. And right as he's about to like get him pretty much situated, he hits him with like Bucky stuff and Hydra stuff and is about to blow himself with a bomb vest when Wanda comes in and uses her power to try and levitate him above the building, but she's not able to control it that well, and the explosion hits the building and kills actually some representatives from Wakanda. And that puts them forefront to the Sokovia Accords, which is the UN and a lot of countries want to control the superheroes and tell them what to do, have oversight on. And this is a very interesting conflict because it's freedom of the superheroes versus the security of the citizens they protect. Now, granted, you can see both sides of the issue, but I'm more on Cap's side because he's seen what happens with bureaucracy and politicians and everything. Eventually, they're gonna either act too quickly and have death that was not needed at all, or act too slowly and many will lose their lives. And it can also be corrupted by Hydra and other organizations, and that's what happened to S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like, I trust my judgment more than these people. But Tony, on the other hand, is not a soldier, and he hasn't gotten to that mindset yet. And when a woman talks to him about the death of her son in Sokovia, it really weighs on him. And he's like, we need more limits, otherwise we're no better than bad guys. But yet, I think as the film goes on, he starts understanding what those limits actually mean. Because they split off. It turns into a point where we see that Colonel Zemo, someone from Sokovia, is pretty much trying to drive a wedge between the heroes. That's his main goal, to take down the Avengers because of what happened to his family dying in Sokovia. So he pretty much puts them on the tail of Bucky Barnes, dresses up like him, sets up a bomb at the UN meeting, killing T'Chaka and setting T'Challa, the Black Panther, who was awesome in this film. Chadwick Boseman does a great job as the Black Panther. The physicality, the smarts, the suit, everything that he does. And he's like, I'm going to kill the person who killed my father. That solidifies everybody else's way onto kind of where their loyalties lie. And then as Bucky's in Bucharest, they start sending people after him, pretty much kill orders. Steve and Falcon try and like get him to safety, but T'Challa comes out of nowhere and pretty much tries to kill him. I mean, he not nowhere. He's pretty much like Batman. He understands where Bucky is. He can find that stuff out. So they all get arrested at one point, and Zemo comes in and unlocks Bucky, uses his code words from the Soviet Hydra book that he had obtained, and it starts, Bucky bashes himself out, and everybody's like, this is why we need these limits and everything. And Steve and Bucky are able to get away, and Sharon's able to get them their gear that they need, and they're like, okay, we need to get to this place in Siberia. This is where Bucky was kept. And he was able to tell them that he'd done a mission and got super soldier serum, and there's other Winter Soldiers there that are as good as Cap. It's like, we gotta stop Zemo before he's able to unlock that. And as they get everybody Cap tries to get his team together because they're outlaws at the moment. And Iron Man's like, alright Ross, just let me do this, let me get my suit on, let me get my team together, and then they bring in Spider-Man. And this is my favorite Spider-Man to date. I mean, I like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield wasn't bad, but this kid nails it. Nails Peter and Spider-Man, which is a hard thing to do. And he's like a 15-year-old kid. It's great. Especially with the fight scene as they're trying to get air to get to Siberia. And it was really kind of cool seeing everything go together. And Paul Rudd was great as Ant-Man, unleashed his ability to go giant. Everyone was, oh my god! And hearing Tom Holland's Spider-Man throughout there, he really nails it. And you can tell it's kind of a defense mechanism, like, oh god, that's cool, you got a robot arm and everything. It's like, you usually shouldn't talk this much during combat, as Falcon's saying, and like, Bucky and him are just like, oh god, I can't believe this is going on. They had Bucky and Sam have a really good repertoire together, and I really liked how they were going through the movie. And it was really cool because Bucky and Cap were able to get there, and Natasha was originally on Iron Man's side, switched sides, and was pretty much took out T'Challa to make sure that they could go where they had to go and do what they had to do. And Tony's finally getting to understand what was going on because they introduced the raft in here, which is a prison for superpowered beings. And he goes in and he's like, all my friends are in here. Something's not right. So he goes off and he had a tracer and was able to figure out where they were going in Siberia. And him and T'Challa actually get there, but Tony's the one that gets there first. Well, I don't know if T'Challa was there first or not. All I know is that at some point T'Challa's there. That's good. And Tony's like, alright, peace, 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 peace. Truce, truce, truce. Let's see what's going on. Actually, Zemo got there, killed all the Winter Soldiers, and it revealed to Tony that it was Bucky that had actually killed his parents. Because it had opened with a video from 1991 of one of Bucky's assassinations, and he had killed Tony's parents. And I understand Tony's rage at this. But he had to have understood that Bucky was brainwashed. He could not control his choices. And that's the sad part. He then flies into a rage and tries to pretty much kill Bucky. And you can tell that Steve's in a no-win situation here. If he stops his friend, Tony, from killing his other friend, he'll never forgive him because he's stopping him from attaining what he thinks is justice, but it was actually revenge for his parents' death. But if he lets Tony kill Bucky, it's a complete waste and it destroys Tony completely because it does away with justice. It's just a revenge killing. So it was a really cool fight scene between them as they're like getting through, and Cap's pretty much laying into him, and then Tony's like, alright, I can't beat him one-on-one. He uses his armor to figure out his moves and pretty much got him knocked down, but then Steve's still able to come out of the way and pretty much take out his armor. And as he's going away with Bucky, who's lost his arm because Tony blasted it off, he's like, you don't deserve that shield. You don't deserve that shield. That was my father's. And Steve drops it. My father gave that to you, and he leaves. And what I really loved about the ending of it was that Steve's able to break his friends out and everything, and he still sent a burner phone and a letter to Tony saying, you know what? If you ever need us, if you never need me, call me. And I'm like, they might be on different sides at this point. There might be regular Avengers and secret Avengers, but Tony's still his friend. He's not going to let this kind of thing destroy their friendship. And I really like that, and that's what really represents Steve. Granted, Zemo kind of won in that the Avengers are split at this point, but we all know Thanos is going to come and he's going to unite them again because it's a cosmic level threat. I'm like, oh shit, we need Captain America and all that. And then we got to see that Bucky was going to be put under Wakanda because T'Challa's like, I can't do this. I can't kill you in revenge. It's not right. And he was able to capture Zemo, and he's like, all right, Black Panther switched sides. Here's Wakanda. Here's Asylum for Steve and his Secret Avengers. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be great. And then we see at the other end credit scene, Spider-Man with his little kind of web shooters and everything, showing his like logo and all that. I'm like, this is gonna be good. I overall really liked it. It was a really good plot. Really went together. Kind of on the long side, but it was not too long in that it showcased a lot of cool different stuff. Oh, and also, it really introduced new kind of tensions and teams and everything because the Vision accidentally shot down Rhodey and that led him to be severely injured and need actually cybernetics to walk again, which led to a very interesting cameo from Stan Lee, who was delivering the Steve letter and everything, and I won't spoil that, but it has some good stuff. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm really excited to see how they're going to do this from now on. My only gripe is that they're torn apart now, but it was done so well. So those are my thoughts on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.